Hey y'all, hi. I'm doing that thing today where I film the introduction after I've applied all of the makeup. So it's trying new makeup today. I've tried new makeup and this is the look that I ended up with. It's a mix of products that were sent in PR and products that I purchased for review. Actually, it's a mix of products that I've had for a long time because my base and brows, none of that is new, and products that were sent in PR, everything that's on my eyes and everything that's on my lips, and something interesting that I bought for myself to review on this channel. That's what's on my cheeks. This is the second video that I filmed in this new space with some new and some old equipment. As you can see, I've done nothing yet in the background, but I did receive your kind suggestions on the last video and I'm taking them all into advisement. So thank you so much. I also have one thing to say before we get into the meat of the video, which is this. I realized when I was editing the last video, the first one that I filmed here, that I was like, we moved and I'm going to be reviewing my travel makeup bag in the new space. And then I barely talked at all about the new house and the new space. I briefly touched on the new background, but I really didn't tell you how it's been going. And I actually had the best of intentions sitting down to film this video about talking through, as I applied the makeup, how it's been going. I was going to talk a little bit about the house and the transition to a new state and a new place. And I just ended up doing like a straight up makeup application video. I got really into the qualities of the products, trying to capture good footage of myself applying the products. And I didn't say a word about having moved to a new place. And I think it's just that I'm still processing. For me right now, the straightforward task of reviewing makeup, talking about my travel makeup, testing new makeup, applying the makeup with you, that feels like home. Like that feels really doable and approachable. And the next step outside of that, which is like updating you on the life transition and figuring out how to communicate everything that's happened, that feels really hard right now. So I just want to assure those of you who are waiting to hear me talk about what's new and what the house is like, that I'm not failing to do that by design. It's definitely coming at some point. It's just there are probably going to be a bunch of videos like this first where I'm just like getting used to the new space and the new equipment. If this is your first time to my channel, then disregard everything that I just said and get ready for some close-up footage of me applying some kind of interesting makeup to my eyes and some regular distance footage, or I guess this distance footage of me applying the rest of my face. The last video we were more zoomed out. And in this video we're playing with two depths, this depth and an even closer in shot. Prepare thyself. And now, oh wait, I didn't say the rest of the thing. My name is Hannah. Did I even say that? I don't think I did. This is a beauty channel. I like testing and reviewing new makeup. I also like indulging myself playing with my old makeup. It's not all about new stuff here. It's a mix. If that sounds good and you enjoy this, please subscribe. And now, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So all I have on my skin is quite a lot of Verdant Force Field, the Phytosurgence moisturizer. It's so good and it's also really good for skin prep for makeup. And I realized right when I turned the camera on that none of the new makeup is base. So I'm just going to put on kind of like a concoction of all of the base products that I've been missing because I forgot to pack them or I chose not to pack them when I was traveling. But I could have done it before I started the video. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm out of practice. I'm going to start with a hefty dose of the Chanel Green Color Corrector. This is a product that I am still testing, but I think the review will come soon. And I'm going to blend that out and apply the rest of my complexion mixture with the BK Beauty 101 brush. What a difference green color corrector makes for someone like me. It's not everything, you know? I mean, I think that it's interesting because my face is much, much closer to the color of my neck now, just with that green color corrector, but it's a tiny bit green and a tiny bit still maybe a tiny bit like red showing through, a tiny bit uneven, but I just feel like it's going to be much less of an uphill battle now and will require a lot less product, but that's not going to keep me from mixing together all of my favorites. That's just what I feel like doing today. We'll do like a quarter pump of Auric Glow Lust in Morganite, a 1/4 pump of the Kosas Revealer Foundation in the lightest shade, which is called Very Light Neutral 100, a little dab of the Purito BB Cream in shade number 21, a little smudge of the Rose Ink Concealer in shade LX010, and I think that that's going to do it to start. I'm going to mix the 4 of these together and use them pretty sparingly on my face. I didn't even use half of the mixture, but I'm pretty happy with that. I would rather spot conceal these little blemishes than layer a bunch more base product over my whole face. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm kicking it old school. I'm going to spot conceal with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Chantilly. Okay, I'm going to set that a little bit with a little bit of powder, and I'm also going to put a little bit of a slightly peachy powder on my neck, because my neck to me right now, especially under these lights, it's just like beaming like a white fluorescent bulb. So the 3 powders that I used are these. The ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder I used with its little puff just to set the places where I had spot concealed. It has a little bit of coverage, and so I wanted to give those blemishes the best chance of staying covered. I feel like that was a weird way to say that. Did I mention that I'm out of practice? I used the Givenchy Le Prism Libre powder, just stamping a little bit on my face with a puff and then sweeping it kind of over most of my face using this, the BK Beauty 104. And then as always, I used the lightest side of the Kevyn Aucoin Neo highlighter to just change the color of my neck a little bit. And I applied that product with the Rephr 22 brush. This brush is the dupe for the Tom Ford bronzer brush that I was talking about in my last video. I really don't feel like fussing with my brows today, and I don't have anything new for brows either, so I'm just going to very lightly sculpt them with the Refi Brow Pomade. And I don't think I'm going to fill them in at all. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like some sort of meme. It's like Hannah says she doesn't want to fuss with her brows today, proceeds to fuss with her brows for 20 minutes. That is just going to have to do. They're pretty even. It's fine. My bangs are getting really long, so. Bangs are like the Botox alternative and the groomed brow alternative. If you grow them long enough, they could be the eye makeup alternative. I feel like I've filmed a whole video and we have only now gotten to the point where I'm ready to start doing the thing that the video is about. And I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm going to try to zoom in even further for the eye makeup application. Okay, I did it. I hope that this is okay and that we'll get usable footage. Thank you for bearing with me while I learn the ropes of this new space. I'm going to prime my eyes now with the Alter Ego eye primer, which is the only one that I could find, but it's a good one. Okay, y'all, here it is. This is the Petite Viseart Dark Mattes, which I am so excited about. I have wanted this palette for ever. I wanted the bigger one. And I'm so excited that they came out with this little one. I would rather have it. I would rather have this than the big one because these little tiny Viseart palettes travel so well. They're really compact. They feel really protected and they're so pigmented, and a little bit goes such a long way that I don't imagine myself ever panning any of these. So why would I need bigger pans? I'm really grateful that they sent this to me and I'm excited to try it. Although as you can see, I've already dipped into this one color. I just used it to deepen up the outer corner when I was doing an eye look. Actually, both yesterday and the day before. But I haven't really let this palette inspire me yet. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. You know, I'm kind of intrigued by this kind of like dark rose color. Yeah, I want to do sort of like a monochromatic look with this. I'm sure that I will end up enhancing the look with maybe some other shadows from here and definitely with the Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes, which I'm also trying today. But I want to see what I can do really heavily basing the look around that matte eyeshadow. So I'm going in with the Rephr 01, And I am going to really try to build a lot of structure and shape on the eye with just that one eyeshadow. So that was the basic shape that I laid down. The color is so pretty and, it's very pigmented. It's not very well blended yet. I was trying to just kind of sketch out the shape. And I'm going to go in with this. This is the Rephr 03. I already dipped it in the product. I don't know if you can see. And I'm going to use this little pencil brush to be more precise about where the color goes on my eyes. I think this is a newer brush, the 26. I find it so useful, and I'm going to use it now to just buff and blend all over. It's like a big fluffy version of a pencil brush. So you can see the difference there in the blend on the lower lash line with the small pencil brush, and this is with the bigger pencil brush, the 26. So just using this kind of beefy pencil brush, I was able to get a softer blend even on the upper lid, but I want an even softer blend, so I'm going to use something fluffier. I'm going to use this. I don't know what the number is. I think it might have been a sample, but if I can figure out what it correlates to in the current Rephr lineup, I will definitely put it in the description box. So I'm just dipping lightly into the product because I'm trying to get like a soft blend above the crease. And I don't want it to be too much. This is the number 13 brush. I'm just going to use it to kind of build the depth in the crease in the outer corner. Hi, I feel like, okay, here's what's happening. The bigger mirror that I use to kind of like see how I look from a distance is still packed. We can't find it. So I've just been like right up close in the mirror. And I feel like right up close, it doesn't look as editorial as it looks from far away. Also, because I'm just using one shadow and it's such a matte shadow and I'm building in layers, I feel like the blend has gotten a little bit finicky. I don't know. I mean, it actually looks amazing in person. And I feel like on camera, it might be looking a little bit blockier than it looks in person. I've been stubbornly using only the one eyeshadow this entire time because I just love it. I just love this color. And I love the grungy, sort of blown out, easy look. I feel like as soon as you go into a second shadow, you can see that you are like trying to do something. Whereas with one, when it's just like smudged all over, it's like maybe this only took 30 seconds. But because I'm reviewing the palette, I'm going to go into, what am I going to do? Yeah, I want to keep it kind of grounded. So I am going to use this dark brown just in the outer corner, just to ground it a little bit. But I'm hoping it won't actually look like a different color. Okay, I used this little pencil brush, the 03, to paint some of that darker shadow, the brown, along the lash line to kind of fill it in. And I even put some of that eyeshadow right into my waterline with this pencil brush because that's just what I did, okay? I just didn't feel like burdening this look with more product, like an eyeliner, et cetera, et cetera. I wanted to kind of keep it this all this one finish, one type of product, simple, smudgy, slightly imperfect. I'm very happy with this. But because we're trying new makeup, I am going to apply a little bit of the new color of Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes that Muse Beauty Pro sent to me. I bought myself a different color of these for a self-sponsored review, so I do already know kind of like how they perform, but this color is new to me. This is the shade Lightning Bolt. It's a goop. It's a gel. It's called Flakes, but it's like a flaky gel. It's like flakes suspended in a gel, and then when you apply them, They kind of crush and cream. I remember to bring my washcloths down today. That's why I'm swatching with abandon. It's kind of an unpredictable product, and it's a little bit difficult to work with because the gel is so wet. So if you dip your finger in and just start tapping it all over your lid, which is what I want to do with a thing like this, it'll pick up the shadow that's underneath it. It'll basically act like a makeup remover. It needs to be applied carefully, strategically, and even then, it sometimes does things that you didn't expect it to do. I'm preparing myself to embrace some unexpected behavior and some imperfections from this product. But knowing what I know about it, I am going to use a brush and try to apply it precisely because I do want to retain much of what I already have going on here. I'm going to use this brush, the Refer 28. It's like a flat shadow brush that's very thin because my vision is to apply this to the inner corner and then kind of like an eyeliner. I think that's what I want to try to do. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so much. It's going to be too much. This is the first time I have ever used a brush to apply the Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes, and I've had a much better time working with this product with a brush than I do with my fingers. I just always default to using my fingers, but sometimes it's not the best choice. Yeah, I really feel like I've been doing it wrong the whole time with the Chrome Flakes. I've never gotten this kind of flaky dispersion that's sort of like glitter in a way. I've never gotten it to look like that with my finger. I've only ever gotten like a thick layer in a small area with my finger, tapping it in the center of the lid, basically. I'm tempted to keep going because it's so much fun to apply, but I think that the ticket is going to be to stop there. I'm going to finish this look with the Chantecaille mascara. This is a product that I was really happy to be reunited with. That's how the eyes look with mascara. It's pretty hard to believe that this is basically just a 2-product look. I mean, I used 2 eyeshadows, but I feel like I could have just used the one. So if we're nitpicking, it's a 4-product look, right? 2 colors of eyeshadow, the Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes, and then the mascara. But really, it's a 2-product look, eyeshadow and the Chrome Flakes. Okay, that was my foray into very close-up footage applying eye makeup. Let me know how you think it went. I'm worried that the camera was focusing on my hand mirror the whole time. I caught it doing that a couple of times. But all in all, it felt very intimate to me. I felt like you were kind of here with me. And from a distance, I'm still pretty into the look. It's more dramatic than I expected. I was kind of feeling like something low-key today, didn't try too hard, and now I'm out here like, take it to the runway, 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 runway. Maybe that's appropriate because here's what we're gonna do next. We're going to apply these Trixie Cosmetics blushes. This was not PR, although I would love to receive PR from Trixie Cosmetics. I bought these for myself with part of my channel's budget for review. I don't know if I'll do a dedicated self-sponsored review of these. I don't know if they warrant that, but I wanted to review them on my channel. I wanted to test them. Usually when I'm interested in just like one little thing from a brand, I'll buy it with my own money and then I'll save my budget for self-sponsored review for comprehensive reviews of like entire ranges or entire brands or something like that. But in this case, I couldn't bring myself to spend my own budget on this product because I don't like any of the colors. Or rather, the colors are beautiful as themselves, but there isn't a single color in the range that's like my color. There isn't anything brown, rosy brown, nudie brown. There basically isn't any brown, and so there isn't one that I like. But it's a cream blush from Trixie. I watched Trixie's launch video and she talked about how this formula was one that they basically innovated from scratch, and I was really curious about that. And I know that some of you out there are curious about this. So I picked up the two colors that I thought might be the ones that I could make work the best. And I have played with them a little bit already. So this color is called Sweetie. It's like a true garbage swatch right there. And this color is called Baby. It's an even worse swatch than the first. I don't know what I was trying to do. Did I mention I'm out of practice? So sometimes, in spite of myself, a very pale pink blush can work for me. I don't tend to like pink, but if it's very pale, it can work. This turned out to be really quite a cool toned pale pink. Like, it, even when it's blended out, it hangs on to its cool toned quality. I'll show you. I'm going to apply both of them actually. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. The formula is good. It's nice and stiff. And I actually kind of like that in a cream blush. But you can see it blended out almost to that like lavender color. And I just don't love that for me. I know that some people love this color in a blush. So for me, that one is kind of a bust color-wise. But getting back to the formula, it's really good because it's like a true cream to powder, but it retains the creaminess, not the creaminess, it retains the skin quality or that grippy quality almost of a cream product that powder products don't have. Because the thing about a powder product is that when you apply it, it makes that part of the skin very dry and sort of velvety and soft. I like creams because they retain the juicy, the bouncy quality of actual skin. But the downside of creams sometimes is that they don't set, they're not as sturdy. If you touch them, you might get a fingerprint, etc., etc. And these do a thing that I really love in cream products, especially cheeks. They blend out to something so stiff and almost dry that they feel really, really, really sturdy on the cheeks. They are creams. They apply as creams. They blend out. You do have to work at it a little bit, but again, I think that that's good, especially in this case. And then they have that bouncy quality of skin because they're not powders, but they blend out to something so sturdy. I'm not worried about it throughout the day. I'm not worried, like my hair is not going to get stuck in it. It's not going to be delicate. It's like the opposite of a serum blush. I don't know if these are being advertised as a cream to powder, but my experience is that it's a true cream to powder. And of the two, the really wearable one for me is Sweetie. It's still pretty pink for me, but this is like as neutral as the range goes. I would call it like a raspberry. And it is capable of looking pretty natural if you don't apply as much as I did. I like a lot of blush and I wanted like an intentionally blushy look to go with these eyes. I also wanted to show you that you can get a pretty pigmented look. Like you can build the pigment if you want to, if you apply a lot. But hopefully you can see from that. You saw how much I swiped on, and then you saw that it blended out to something that could be worn in a quite natural way. And I like that a lot. I actually think these are quite wearable blushes, in spite of the fact that they don't have the shades that I consider to be the most wearable for me. I think I've gone overboard. Let's scale it back a little bit. This is just the foundation brush that I used. I didn't put any product on it, although I may need to. I feel like that actually helped. I didn't add any product to this, but I feel like it helped. And then this is the brush that I used to apply the powder to my neck, but I didn't put any product on it either. Yeah, I think that really, really, really helped tone it down and kind of like blend it into my skin. That looks quite natural to me, especially compared to how it looked moments ago. The one funny thing about this packaging, it is, of course, quite cute. You can twist it up and you can twist it down. And then as soon as you get past flush, because when it arrived, the blush was flush with the top, it starts clicking. Like you can't turn it, you can't make it sink further down into the component. And if you try, it will just click and click. And when I first opened it the first time, when I started winding it down, I didn't realize that it didn't go lower than the top. And I was like, what's happening? Click, click. It kind of sounded like it was breaking, but it didn't break. So I do think it is well made, but I filed that away in the back of my mind to tell you. So if you like bright colors in blush and you like the idea of a blush, a cream blush that's like tenacious and stiff, but pretty easy to blend and not overly pigmented. So it's It's easy to blend and it's easy to get a pretty natural look with it. If you like all of that and you've never been able to find your perfect blush, this might be the one because those are its qualities. And I think that it's well designed and it's doing what it's meant to do. And I would just like to see this in like a beige. Is that too much to ask? Can we just get this in a beige? You know that one really beautiful neutral blush palette that Trixie made? I want one of these in each one of those 3 colors. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna take a moment, put my mole back on. It's time for lips. That's all that remains to be done. And I have so many lip products to talk about. The ones that I'm really excited to tell you about are the Esom lip pencils, which aren't new, but they just launched 2 new shades. So they're these dual-ended lip pencils, and this is the one that I'm getting a ton of use out of. This is in the shade Blushed. And I think that the idea is that you use one side to line your lips and then the other side to fill them in, which I think does work beautifully for like a contoured lip. And I think that the shades are designed that way. Although this one's like pink and orange. This is one of the new ones. I mean, you could do a pink to orange ombre lip. I don't know if that is the entire intention of this or if the idea is just that you get 2 different colors, like you buy one product and you get 2 color options. All I know is that the formula is so good. It's creamy and soft, which I really like, but then it kind of sets and it's sturdy and it stays and stays and stays. I had this on my lips when I filmed here, the one other video that I filmed in this space. I had lined my lips, I think with the more neutral shade in the one that I held up before, Blushed, and I had kind of overlined them. I don't know if you could tell in that video, but my lips were looking pretty poppin'. I thought that they looked a little bit sexed up, you know what I mean? Like a little bit better than the average Hannah Louise posted mouth shape was going on in that video. And usually when I do that, it looks really good right after I've applied whatever lip product. And then by the end of the video, it's just sort of evaporated. Like I'm talking, it kind of doesn't stay. Kind of like when you zhuzh your hair up at the beginning of the day and it looks so fierce. And then an hour later, it's just like looking how it always looks. I feel like that's how overlining my lips always is for me. And it might be because I prefer sort of a blurred lip line. So I like softer products that allow me to get that effect. Products that I can really manipulate across the vermilion border. But then because I've used something soft and manipulable, it's less tenacious. These are extremely soft and creamy and manipulable. They feel like a dream gel eyeliner, kind of. I'm not going to put them in my waterline, but I want to. But then after I've worked with them and buffed the product around and softened the lip line, they set and they stay. I don't know. That's exactly what I would have done if I had designed a lip liner. And I love the colors and I love that they're dual-ended and so I get 2 with every one of them. So I'm going to definitely use one of these many colors. But what am I going to fill in? I mean, I could do like a red lip. A lot of what I have are reds. Like I have this red MAC lipstick that my friend Becca gave me before I left LA. I have this Fluorescence. Oh, this is pretty. It's a very pretty like brick nude. I might end up using that. Oh, and the third thing is this Bitten Lip Stain from Flower Beauty that I've never, I don't like the look of that. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the doe foot, it's almost like the hairs of the doe foot have been dyed pink by the product. It looks like really bright pink and it has the word stain in it. I can tell just by looking at the doe foot that I'm not going to like it. Let's go with this brick nude color from Fluorescence and let's go with this side of the lip pencil called Plum. I've been using this little brush from BK Beauty. It's the 204 to buff out my lip line. I think it's supposed to be an eyeshadow brush. This is a really, really, really pretty color, and I'm sort of tempted to just fill in the whole lip with this color. But I'm gonna stick with the plan. I'm kind of curious about this other product. But yeah, it's kind of darker than I thought. Okay, I ended up with a much redder look than I was expecting. Like, I wasn't trying to have a red lip on, but the products are very beautiful. I think that the ideal for me for this look would have been if I had just stuck with the lighter shade of Plum, the Esom lip liner, which is totally creamy enough to wear just as a lipstick. I mean, I think they're called dual lip pencil, not necessarily lip liner. I think that they are meant to be just like all-purpose, all over the lip products. And you know, if I were trying to create the perfect look for like going out or taking pictures or something, I would probably have stuck with that color because I just felt like it was better balanced with the rest of the look. This is like a strong eye, strong cheek, strong lip look, and I don't usually go hard in all three arenas. The Florasis lip product, it felt going on like one of those really lovely like velvet stains or like a velvet lip cream kind of. And now it feels a little bit sticky as if it's setting. So it might be kind of like a long wearing velvet lip cream. It was easy to apply. It blended well with the other product. The color is really pretty. Although if I were going to wear this lip again, I would probably do less on the rest of my face. But I think that on most people, because most people aren't as fair as I am, this would be a more wearable lip because it's not a super strong color. It just looks dark on my face. And the balance of tones and undertones in both of these products is really pretty. So it ended up being kind of a lot, but overall a success and really fun. And fun to be here with you. This space is starting to feel kind of cozy to me, even though I haven't done anything with the background yet. It's quiet. It's a little cozy spot just for me to film, and I've never really had that before. And it's awesome. And it's weird. It makes me feel like close to you and focused on you. I know I've said that a couple of times, but it does feel different somehow, and it's different in a good way. I just remembered that I brought this headband down and I was planning to finish the look with it. Is it too much? I'm going with it. That is it. And I will probably say something about this during the introduction. So at this point, you may have heard it twice, but I hope you understand why I am just mostly talking about makeup and not really talking about the move or the new space. I feel thrown for a loop. Really happy again. I mean, the house is amazing. This is what I should say. Everything's amazing, pretty much, except we're exhausted and there's a lot going on and there's still a lot to be done. So I don't want you to worry about me. And I also want you to know that I am going to invite you in to more of what is happening behind the scenes in time. But for now, in order to get going with everything, the thing that's working for me is just to stick kind of to the narrow lane of what is easiest to talk about, which is just the product, the application of the product, the makeup looks. And I know a lot of you are kind of chomping at the bit to know more about the house and where we've landed. But I hope that in the meantime, this content is enjoyable. And I'm really, really grateful to you for being here and watching it. I hope that by the next time you see me, there will be more in the background than just an empty box, which I put there because I was hoping that Sadie would come and get into it. So do stay tuned. Subscribe, please, if you aren't subscribed. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.